مجمع الأندلس التعليمي، تعلم عصري ملهم بهوية وطنية وقيم إسلامية.
Good morning, students, and welcome to our new lesson for today. Today, we have got a very interesting writing lesson. We are expected to achieve certain objectives by the end of this video. Today, we are expected to fill in a gap text with relevant linking phrases. Secondly, we are asked to recognize the main features of an advantage-disadvantage essay. So it's clear that our main task is to learn how to write an advantage-disadvantage essay. Number 3, to plan and draft an advantage-disadvantage essay, check it for mistakes and write the final copy. Now, let's start our task for today, and let me expect that you are going to participate as efficiently as usual. Please, let's go ahead. Dear friends, let's start with this exercise, exercise A, on workbook page 46. Complete the advantages and disadvantages essay with the correct words or phrases from the box. There is one extra word or phrase which you do not need to use. As we can see, gentlemen, we have got a full essay. However, there are certain gaps which have to be filled with relevant linking words or phrases. At this point of the video, I would suggest that you stop it for 5 minutes. You read the text carefully and think about the relevant linking words or phrases. Then we can check our answers together. Now let's start our discussion. It is clear that the essay is about a package holiday, a package tour holiday. The text reads like this: holiday package tours are a very attractive option for holiday makers. So how can we fill in the gap? That's right, undeniably. It's not deniable that package tours are attractive because they are convenient. Tourist agencies have packages that appeal to all ages and all tastes. Yes, very good. Whether someone wants to have a quiet holiday on a remote island or to visit all the major sites in a busy city, there is a package tour that will fit their needs. So why did we select the linking word whether? Because the other linking word is or. Whether someone wants to have a quiet holiday on a remote island or to visit all the major sites in a busy city, there is a package tour that will fit their needs. The final linking word for this paragraph, however, what exactly are the pros and cons of opting for package tour? What exactly are the advantages and disadvantages of selecting or preferring a package tour? As we have finished this first paragraph, let's move ahead to the following paragraph. Now, the writer starts looking at the advantages of a package tour. One obvious benefit of package tours is their convenience. Holiday makers have only to choose the holiday they prefer, and almost everything else is arranged for them. No need to worry about booking flights, finding accommodation, planning what to do, or even deciding where to eat. Yes? Very good. Another significant advantage of package tours is their relative safety. They are safer than traveling on your own. Traveling in a foreign country can be a daunting experience. It can be puzzling when one does not speak the language. Yes, this adds to the problem. So the correct linking word is very good, especially when one does not speak the language. On a package tour, there is no risk of getting lost, and a tour guide can provide valuable advice about what to avoid. This is a very good effort, gentlemen, concerning filling this gapped essay with relevant linking words and phrases. Now, please let's go ahead to deal with the following part, with the second part of this essay. Again, dealing with relevant linking words and phrases. As you can see, gentlemen, this is the second part of our advantage, disadvantage essay. It is clear that we can guess that this is the second paragraph of the essay which deals with the disadvantages. Okay? As usual, you can stop the video for 3 minutes to think about the suitable linking words and phrases. Then we can continue our task. As we have finished with the advantages, now we move on to a contrary idea, and the opposite idea, talking about the disadvantage. So the relevant linking word for gap 6 is nevertheless. Nevertheless, there are certain drawbacks to traveling on a package tour. First of all, there is the lack of independence. You are not independent, you are not free to do whatever you'd like. Traveling in a group means following guidelines and a strict schedule. The itinerary is the same for everyone, and there is not much opportunity for individuals to pursue their own interests. That was the first disadvantage. What is the second? That's good, amazing answer. Secondly, there is always the possibility that one's traveling companions are not easy to get along with. Unfortunately, this could cause quarrels and misunderstandings and lead to a generally unpleasant situation. Gentlemen, it's obvious that the following paragraph is the conclusion. So can you guess the linking word? Very good. In conclusion. In conclusion, it is evident that there are both pros and cons to traveling on a package tour. For some, the advantages might be more than the disadvantages. For others, they may not. It depends on one's individual needs and preferences. Gentlemen, this is a very good work. Now we have learned how to deal with linking words and how to use them efficiently. Now, we have got to look at the plan of an advantages and disadvantages essay. Now, let's move forward. Dear students, this again is your workbook, page 46. This is the plan of an disadvantages essay. As you can see, the plan has 3 main parts. It has the introduction, the main part, 2 or more paragraphs, and the conclusion. In the introduction, we have to introduce the subject of the essay and both sides of the topic. As for the main part, we have got basically 2 main paragraphs. The first one is to be devoted to the advantages of the topic. The second one is to be given to the disadvantages of the topic. And please pay attention to using suitable linking words and opening phrases, as you can see in the plan. I hope this is clear, gentlemen. Now let's go ahead to write our own plan on a suggested idea. Hello again, dear students. As you can see from this plan, we have got 2 different strategies. When you are writing your essay, you have to follow either of them. The strategy on the left gives you the opportunity to write an introduction, the main body, and a conclusion. But the difference between the 2 different strategies is that In the outline 1, you have to write the advantages in a separate paragraph, which is the first paragraph of the main body. And then you have to write the disadvantages in another separate paragraph, which is the second paragraph of the main body. Then you have got to write your conclusion. Now let's discuss this plan. The introduction, which is the first paragraph. What is the topic of the essay? Yes, this is our topic for today, the advantages and disadvantages of tourism. As we have learned it before, gentlemen, when you are writing an outline, you just give very short sentences to introduce your main ideas. Now, with the first paragraph of the main body, what are the advantages? Yes, this is a good suggestion. Tourism can be beneficial in many different ways. What's the explanation and the example? People who are exposed to different cultures usually become more tolerant. Very good suggestion. Of course, you are going to add illustrations, examples, and other ideas in your main essay. In the second paragraph of the main body, we are moving to discuss the disadvantages. What are the suggested disadvantages? Yes, this is a good suggestion. In places where there is a lot of tourism, most often the natural environment suffers. What is your suggested explanation or example? There is more pollution and animal habitats are threatened. This is a good summary of the first outline. Let's move to the second outline. With the second outline, we have to make it more integrated. That is to say, in the first paragraph of the main body, we give one advantage and then we give the opposite disadvantage. Okay? We are going to do also the same or follow the same strategy in the second paragraph of the main body. Let's go to the plan. What is the controversy? Yes, tourism has both advantages and disadvantages. What is an advantage? This is the first paragraph of the main body. People who are exposed to different cultures usually become more tolerant. This is a nice suggestion. What is the opposite disadvantage to be put in the same paragraph? Amazing. Package tours or tourist websites point people to the same places and activities, creating stereotypes of the country and its people. Moving on to the second paragraph of the main body, what is the first advantage we are going to start with? Nice suggestion. The local people gain more income and their economy thrives. As you know, gentlemen, in the same paragraph, we have to give an opposing disadvantage. What is the suggested disadvantage? Wonderful. If the local economy depends too much on tourism, it can get very weak when there is a natural disaster or an economic crisis. Another advantage is when the natural beauty of the area is brought to attention, people make a greater effort to protect it. On the other hand, of course, there is an opposite disadvantage. This is a relevant idea. Most often, the natural environment suffers as there is more pollution and animal habitats are threatened. I hope both strategies are clear. Now, to conclude our plan, let's look at the conclusion, which is not going to be different from one plan to another. This is a suggested conclusion. Although tourism can promote cultural appreciation, build local economies, and help protect the environment, it can also promote certain stereotypes, create economies that easily become weak, and destroy ecosystems. I hope you have found this plan really beneficial, and please, let's move on to write our final essay. Finally, this is our suggested essay. Let's read it together. I hope it is relevant to the plan, and I hope you are going to find it a beneficial one. Today, traveling is not only a dream, as it used to be for many people. The tourism industry has grown as more people can afford to travel for leisure. To understand the impact this is having, we need to examine both the advantages and disadvantages of tourism. Let's move on to the first paragraph of the main body. On the one hand, tourism can be beneficial in many different ways. For instance, people who are exposed to different cultures usually become more tolerant and respectful. At the same time, the local people gain more income and their economy thrives. Moreover, when the natural beauty of the area is brought to attention, people make a greater effort to protect it. Going ahead to the opposite task, which is the disadvantages of the topic. On the other hand, tourism also has a number of drawbacks. One of these, which is often not taken seriously enough, is that many package tours or tourist websites point people to the same places and activities, creating stereotypes of the country and its people. In addition, if the local economy depends too much on tourism, it can get very weak when there is a natural disaster or an economic crisis. Lastly, in places where there is a lot of tourism, most often the natural environment suffers as there is more pollution and animal habitats are threatened. Finally, gentlemen, we have got our conclusion. In conclusion, although tourism can promote cultural appreciation, build local economies, and help protect the environment, it can also promote certain stereotypes, create economies that easily become weak, and contribute to the destruction of ecosystems. This is why we must all think about the kind of tourists we want to be. Gentlemen, I hope you have found that lesson so fruitful as I hope, and thank you for your participation and hard work. Let me hope to see you in the following lessons. Thank you very much and goodbye.
مجمع الأندلس التعليمي، تعلم عصري ملهم بهوية وطنية وقيم إسلامية.